Hi guys and welcome back. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make a chocolate birthday cake. Let's begin. So to start on the cake, I'm making an adaptation of my vegan chocolate cake. So take your milk and place in the white vinegar and mix and set aside until it's done its thing. In another bowl, you can go ahead and add in the dry ingredients, which are the sugar, the flour, cocoa powder and raisin agent, and give them a mix until they are just combined. You're not looking for anything here, just mix it all combined. Then you can go ahead and pour in the buttermilk alternative that we made, followed by the oil and the vanilla, and then mix until you have a cake batter. Being careful not to over mix, as you don't want to make this batter bake into a tough textured cake. So just as you see no traces of an ingredient, stop mixing, then give the bowl a good scraping down, and this is just to incorporate any bits that may not have been fully worked in from earlier on. You can then go ahead and divide the cake batter between two 8-inch cake tins. Feel free to eyeball it, but I felt the need to use a scale for more accuracy, but that's completely up to you. Repeat until you have no cake batter. You may find that the cake batter spreads quite easily, so you don't need to really spread the mixture out, but just do it anyway just to ensure consistency. Then place into your preheated oven and bake off. And while you're waiting for your cakes to bake, why not make the buttercream? So into a large mixing bowl, place in your egg yolks and 1 whole egg and whisk on a high speed until the mixture is much lighter and fluffier in colour and consistency. For me, this normally takes around 7 to 10 minutes, but it may take more or less time depending on the mixer and the speed you're using. Then into a saucepan, you can add in your sugar and water, mix the two together until they're combined, then place on the hob over medium-high heat and allow it to come to 121 degrees Celsius. As you can tell, this is what the egg mixture should look like. Then you can steadily pour in the hot sugar and water mix, being careful not to get this on your skin as it will burn, as it's at 121 degrees, high enough to cook the egg and hot enough to burn your skin, so be careful. Once you've added all of the sugar and water mixture, you'll want to mix it on a high speed continuously until you can touch the bottom of the bowl. Once you can touch the bottom of the bowl, you can then start to add in your butter. Mine is a little cooler than room temperature, but it works equally just as well, as it'll help cool that mixture down a bit quicker. So completely wait until the butter is fully incorporated, then give the bowl a good scraping down. And this is just to incorporate any bits that may not have been fully worked in from earlier on. So then to make this a chocolate buttercream, feel free to add in all of your cocoa powder, getting as much of it from the bowl as possible, scrape it if you need to, add in some vanilla and mix on a low speed to start with, working out to a medium-high speed, and it should look something like this. It should be pretty smooth and glossy, as this buttercream is not like a standard American buttercream. Take your plate, board or stand and place a blob of buttercream in the middle, then top with your first layer of cake. You can then go ahead and pipe a ring of buttercream around the outer edge of it and then fill in the centre with the same buttercream. If you wanted to, you could add some jam or a curd, it's really up to you, but for this cake it was just a chocolate cake. Top with your second layer of chocolate cake, then pipe buttercream around the outside of the cake. It doesn't need to be perfect at this stage, as we will be able to smooth and level it out later on, so just get a good generous coating on there and you can scrape away any excess later on. Whenever it comes to cake decorating, you can always add and take away. You don't want to start with too little or too much. It's just finding the right balance, but there's no such thing as too much or too little. If your cake feels a little bit crummy, you can do a crumb coat, but I don't really do that now because my buttercream and my cakes are very stable and I know my recipes. But then, as you can see, it took me a couple of scrapes to get the consistency right, or the right amount of smoothness that I wanted, but take the time and you will get there eventually. Don't forget to get rid of the scraggly edge that's around the top of the cake. This one isn't necessary, but I wanted to place a swirl on top of the cake, so I just take my small cranked offset palette knife and just do the swirl on top, which is really easy. So you move the board and the spatula at the same time. Then to simply finish this cake off with the buttercream, I just pipe shells around the outer edge. But then again, you can do it however you would like to. So seeing as this was a birthday cake, I added these bright sprinkles around the bottom edge of the cake to create a border. And you don't have to do this, but I use the same sprinkles to top the piping on top. Just adds a little bit more colour and texture, and it was for a birthday, so you want as much colour in there. I sprinkle or spray some glitter on the cake. Again, this is completely optional, you don't have to do this. So thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more from me, and I'll be back again very soon with another recipe, so join me then. In the meanwhile, don't forget to check out the description, there'll be a link to this recipe, a link to my blog and links to all my social medias. But that's all for today, I hope you enjoyed. Bye guys.